Hello, my fans of the Let's Talk Chicago Bears. This is the show, the pre-show to the Monday night game, Bears at Rams. Monday night. Oh boy, this is going to be a tough one. The Bears are 5-1. The Rams are 4-2, and we're going to get into the stats and whatnot. But I want to do one correction from the last show. At the end of the show, when I was talking about teams who were on the bubble, I kept saying 5-1. They were 1-5. I'm sure you were all yelling at the thing, going, "No, they were 5-1 and 5, not 5-1." But I am not too proud to admit my mistakes. Listen, this show is to maybe learn a little something about the Bears, talk about the Bears, who I love, and have some fun. Okay, so let's go. This game, I'm going to start out with saying, as I always do, I always want the Bears to win every Sunday, and I always believe in my heart they will. So let's talk about the Rams then, because I got to tell you, this is going to be a very, very tough game. There is just no doubt about it. I mean, the Bears, well, let's go over some stats and then we'll go from there. So the power rankings this week for the Bears is they this week they are 11th, and they went up because they were 13th last week. So that's a good thing. The Rams are 10th, and last week they were 7th, so they went down. So it's kind of like an even Steven on that one, right? They're kind of in the power rankings. So the Bears passing yards per game, they're rated 24th in the league, and it's basically about 222 yards a game. Their rush yards, they're rated they're 29th out of 32, and that's not good. And they only get averaging around 90 yards a game, and it's not always 90. It's the average. So they're 29th, and that's just terrible. We're not going to go anywhere if we don't get that going. Points scored. They are 27th in the league, and they've been scoring around 21 points a game. And then points allowed by our defense, they're 26th. I thought they would have been higher, to be honest with you. I was kind of surprised because they've only been giving up 19 points average a game. But that just goes to show you that there's other defenses out there that are just doing really well. Okay, so the Rams passing yards per game, they're rated 15th. So they're much better on offense than we are. So they do an average of about 253. Rushing yards, again, got us hands down beat because they're in 10th. They're 10th for. All right, I got to go shut that window. Hang on one second. Don't go anywhere because this freaking dog doesn't shut up. I'm sorry, fans. You know, the life, you could still hear it, but anyways. Okay, so passing yards, they're 15th with 253 per game. Rush, much better. They're 10th in the league, and they're rushing an average of 135 yards a game. That we're oh boy. Points scored, they're 19th in the league, and they're averaging about 25 points a game. And then points allowed by their defense, same as us. 19, so they're rated 28th in the league. So defensively, in some areas, we're right there. Offensively, they have us beat. They just do. They've got a much better running game, and and a passing game, which means that they've got a much better offensive line than we do. So that is going to be some problem. So let's get some more stats here. And then the Bears and the Rams have played 94 times in their history. Bears have won 54, Rams have won 37. There was actually 3 ties. and the Bears have played the Rams twice in postseason games. And when they were the LA Rams back in '85, when the Bears went to the Super Bowl, and we played the Rams. That was one of the postseasons. We played them, and we just crushed them. And they had a running back. Some of you might remember him, Eric Dickerson. And towards the end of his career, he started having a fumbling problem. He was a good, solid runner. Great, he's got good numbers, but we made him fumble so many times in that game. I kind of felt sorry for him. So let's move on. Now, as far as defense and sacks, they've got us beat in that category as well. The Bears have 15 total sacks by 8 different players. Mack is the leader with 4.5, and Hicks has 3.5, and the rest of them either have 1 or zero point 0.5. The Rams have 20 sacks by 9 different players, and the leader is Aaron Donald, who has 7.5, who we're going to be talking about soon. And then I just thought I throw this one in there. Everybody remembers Leonard Floyd, don't you? Because he was on our team. He has 2 for them. So the sacks, we're going to get into who's going to be the real problem for the Bears. Penalties, the Bears dropped from 29th now to 30th out of 32 teams with the most penalties. And the Rams got us beat on this one. They're only second. They're the second best with least penalties. So I don't even know what to say because you know how I feel about penalties. You know, it just bugs me, right? And I just, it is such a waste. And when teams like the Bears, well, good teams don't have penalties. Good teams, they have them, but not like that. Not consistently 8 to 10 every week. You might have a bad week here and there, but you can't have 8 to 10 penalties each week. It can't happen. And so this is going to have to be a clean game. Injuries as of today, Friday, nothing major with the Rams. There was 4 players who did not play, but it was mostly looked like resting them. The Bears, as of today, had Mack, Hicks, McManus, Buster Skeen, he's a quarterback, and Danny DeVayden on that did not practice. Now, Danny, they said they were just resting him. Mack has a sore back. Hicks, they said, was an illness. I hope to God, because he has not practiced this week, it's not COVID. And so it doesn't look like, we won't really know probably if they're going to play until tomorrow. But I doing the show today. So injuries you're going to have to check on your own because tomorrow is college football. So I'll be watching that all day because the Big Ten is back. So I'll be in my chair watching football all day. So let's talk about the concerns and the what we think is going to happen here on Monday. My biggest concern is Aaron Donald. I mean, hands down, Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald loves pocket passers. And Nick Foles is a pocket passer, and he don't move very well. So I think that Nick Foles, it looks to be he's going to have a rough night. Unless our offensive line all of a sudden magically appears and is good. I really think that it's going to be a long night for Nick Foles. Now, if we can get a run game going, that would take some pressure off of Nick, and that would open up for the passing game. And so that's the only way, in my opinion, if the Bears can get some kind of a run game going where they can mix it up a little bit more and they're not obviously going to have to pass, they have a chance to win this game. They really do. My concern, though, also is we're going to have to use our tight ends as extra blockers for this game. There's no doubt about it because Donald is going to have to be double covered, and they've got other guys on the team. I mean, they have 20 sacks by 9 different players, so the guys are playing and they're getting sacks. So we're going to have to use our tight ends on Monday night. much more blockers than we are receivers, which concerns me then because then you have less options in the receiving. Then you just have your true receivers, and you've got Cordero Patterson and Montgomery. And that's about it. So it leaves your options. I mean, we're going to probably throw to tight ends, but um, I don't see it being a lot. I see them being utilized as blockers in this game. So I really don't know. Um, you know, it's just I don't know. I to be honest with you, I don't think the Bears are going to win this game. I want them to more than anything. I love the Bears. I love the Bears. I've been the Bears fan since '75, as I told you, and I've probably out of all those 40 something, 47 off the top of my head years, 48, I don't know. Probably can count on my hands how many games I've missed not seeing. So, and that's the truth. I love the Bears. I will always watch them. I've made my son a Bears fan, and I'm a little sorry about that because they're probably going to break his heart like they broke mine most of most of the years. But if the Bears really, if Nick Foles can be better, like remember I said before last week's game, I thought last week's game he should have really been stepping up and looking better, and he really didn't. He did not, and the play calling was partially and it was partially Nagy's fault for the horrible play calling, and then the drops again, as I've mentioned, receivers and drops all over the league is just rampant, and that's lack of preseason. So the only way I see the Bears really winning this game, of course, is if our defense shows up and plays like they have been. They show up and ball like they did last week and when they played Tampa Bay. Good job, because the one thing about golf is I don't think he's really smart when it comes to like some quarterbacks. They can just see everything. They can do it. I've read and heard the last few years that the coaches can talk to the quarterbacks up to what the last 15 seconds or 10 seconds before the ball is snapped. And I've read and heard that the coaches are constantly telling them, look here, look there, look here. And most coaches don't do that. I mean, they do sometimes, but usually they give you the call and then you go and play. But they have to keep talking to him because he's got a great arm and stuff like that. And he's good, but I'm just not sure he's sharp as attack. So on that note, if the Bears can, throw some schemes in there to really confuse them, and then we can get, Mac and those guys to rush him, he's going to throw some interceptions. So really, that's the formula for the Bears, as we have seen the last couple weeks. Get in the quarterbacks' faces, rush them, hit them, sack them, they will fumble or throw interceptions. Fact. So if that happens and our offense can actually score more than 20 points, which it is going to be needed in this game, we could win. We actually could. Again, I want the Bears to win, but I'm also doing a show and I've got to be objective in some ways. On paper, it doesn't look like the Bears are going to win. A lot has to happen, as I just said, and they have to be penalty free to get this game. They cannot, run 10 yards, get a holding call, and go backwards. They're not good enough for that. Okay, so that's my prediction. It's going to be a rough game. I'm going to be watching, and let's go Bears, right? And real quick, I just wanted to give a shout out, and then I'm into my show because I've been told they're running too long. I wanted to give a shout out to 4 rookies that really, I mean, for rookies, this is pretty good, that are making major impacts. Clement, 85, tight end from Notre Dame, caught his first touchdown last week. And from what I'm understanding, he's starting to understand the schemes and the blocking better. So the faster he learns that, the more he's going to be in there. Because I'm not a Jimmy Graham fan. I'm sorry, I've known he makes some good catches once in a while, but he drops a lot. And then Jalen Johnson, who I call JJ, number 33, our cornerback. He's from Utah, and he is just something special. For a cornerback rookie to be playing the way he is, phenomenal. Gibson Senior, outside lineman, number 99. He's from Tulsa. And he is another one making a huge impacts. He is all over the field. Look for his number. He is all over the field. And then last, he's on another offensive is Mooney, number 11, our wide receiver from Tulane. And I'm telling you, this guy is a diamond in the rough. Him and 33, our cornerback, are going to be the outstanding. If they continue to play the way they are and improve every week, they're going to be the rookies on our team of the year for sure. So it's very encouraging to see these four players playing as well as they are this early in the season without preseason and without mini camps. I mean, they didn't get any mini camps. So these guys they had Zoom calls. Come on. So shout out to all four of them. Keep it up, guys. Go Bears. I pray nothing more than the Bears are going to win. But it's going to be a tough uphill battle, guys. So, you know what? Everybody put in their gears. Anything you're superstitious about, put on, do. We got to send our vibes to LA so we can bear down and beat those Rams. Right on. Okay, fans, I love you and thank you for my support. And one thing is, if you like my show and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. That would really help me out. This is kind of fun. I mean, I'm really happy that people are enjoying my show, and I enjoy doing it. So, I will see you guys on Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon after the Bears game, and let's hope it's a Victory Tuesday show, right? Right on. So again, let's love each other. Let's respect each other. Let's just all get along and smile at somebody today. Man, smiling is so much easier than frowning. See? All right, I love you guys. Keep the support and keep positive for Monday night. Go Bears. Bear down, baby. Keep on rocking and rolling from Vegas, baby. See you Tuesday.